Now, I found this comment on my friend Anna's video. So don't bother clicking to it, it's just an overlay, it's not going to go anywhere. But I will post the link to her full video in the description, you should go watch it. This is what people on the right have been saying for years, and what the bots are now programmed to say. Remember all throughout Biden's administration where people on the right would come into your comment section and they would always have the same terminology. They would say, Democrats burned down cities. Which, first of all, not every single person in the BLM protests was a Democrat. It was not a party movement. It was a civil rights movement. Kicked off by the murder of George Floyd and a rebuke of systemic racism and unaliving of unarmed black people. It had been coming for years. And every time I get a dumb comment like that from someone, I always ask them, name me a city that was burned down. To which they just come up with some random thing about a certain place that was set on fire or something like that. No, you told me cities were burned down. That is the rhetoric they were given. Those are the words they were told specifically to use. Which is not only completely wrong on the face of it, but as many places reported, 93% of the Black Lives Matter protests were peaceful. Millions of people all over the country flooding the streets in protests of murder by police, and 93% were peaceful. The ones that were not were found to have been infiltrated by far-right boogaloo boys who were trying purposefully to incite violence at those protests. Many of them were arrested and are now in prison. It's not the peaceful people or the Democrats trying to incite violence. Because you know what wasn't peaceful? This. Definitely not this. Oh, and especially this. When you are so pissed off that your Messiah lost his election, and you believe all of his lies that there was malfeasance without a single shred of evidence other than him repeating it 10,000 times, that you and a bunch of your other bumpkin friends stormed the Capitol and erect a gallows to hang the vice president for, following the law, maybe don't be the one to cast aspersions on the people who have done absolutely no violence. Something about people who live in glass houses. Because for the last 4 years, the MAGA have stormed the Capitol and committed treason. They've threatened and even attempted to unalive the FBI. They've sent bomb threats to Democratic congresspeople. They've beaten congresspeople and their spouses. Beaten their staff with baseball bats. Shown up at every Trump event with a rifle and their face covered. Threatened civil war every other Tuesday. And gleefully celebrated in interviews when people asked them if it was okay that Trump wanted to be a dictator. So after years of fascist MAGA violence and threats, people should really stop trying to idiotically compare that to a few weeks of people peacefully protesting over cops illegally murdering people. Because people making dumb comments like this one are people who have officially lost the plot, and they're why America is fucked.